Secretary of State Mike Pompeo planned to be on his way to North Korea right now, but he's not, and the trip isn't happening. President Trump canceling the trip, tweeting, "I feel like we are not making sufficient progress with respect to denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula." With that, we bring in Olivia Enos of the Heritage Foundation. First things first, I got it right, didn't I?
You did.
Yes. All right, mission accomplished. Now we move on to a slightly tougher mission. I thought there wasn't a nuclear threat to North Korea, according to the president.
Well, I mean, I think it's clear. The reason why we came to the table in Singapore was to denuclearize North Korea, and we just haven't seen any progress since Singapore. I was actually in Singapore during the summit, and I think there was high expectations around the globe that maybe we were going to make significant forward movement on denuclearization. But ever since Singapore, we really haven't seen any changes.
How much of this is a negotiating tactic? The president, before the Singapore summit, yanked the summit and canceled it, and then 2 days later it was back on.
I think, unfortunately, this is really just a recognition that North Korea is not taking the steps forward that the president expected North Korea to take. And, frankly, the president has incorrectly linked North Korea's denuclearization to China and the trade war, which really made no sense at all. I think what this is a revelation of is that the last meeting between Secretary Pompeo and North Korean counterparts really didn't go how expected.
A revelation that the North Koreans are being like North Koreans all over again. Deja vu, you might say. The president before the summit laid this out pretty much as a binary choice. Either we are going to get a deal and they are going to denuclearize, or there's going to be war. You seem to be laying it out now that the binary choice has dropped off for denuclearization peacefully. Are we on a war track again?
War is not an acceptable option with North Korea. I think the smartest thing for the administration... Is war ever an acceptable option? I mean, frankly, probably not. But it does depend on the situation. I think that the primary goal for the Trump administration to return to a maximum pressure policy. And frankly, I think it was unfortunate that during the Singapore summit, the president didn't raise human rights challenges with North Korea either. These are two areas where we haven't seen progress made.
You talk about also maximum pressure. The White House will tell you that maximum pressure, quote unquote, continues. You delve a little deeper, though, and you see that essentially the boot is off the neck of the North Koreans, especially by the Chinese, especially by the Russians.
Yeah, that was the unfortunate outcome after the Singapore summit. Many of the countries in the international community thought we don't need to keep putting pressure on.
The way you're playing this is that we got played, for lack of a better term, and President Trump got played.
Yeah, I think, unfortunately, this is what we've seen time and time again. North Korea takes a typical play out of their playbook, and they play hard to get when it comes to denuclearization. I don't think Kim Jong-un came to the table with a sincere and genuine attempt to negotiate with North Korea, with the U.S., and I think that's a really unfortunate outcome.
Well, certainly there have not been any good actions to follow their good words in Singapore. Olivia, appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Kristen?
Coming up, President Trump is criticizing some TV networks for their call to not air the national anthem before NFL games. We'll tell you which networks will not show the anthem and what the president thinks about it.